Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of this story. Hope you will love it. Taehyung's POV. I woke up to someone knocking gently on the door. Who could it be? It didn't sound like my any of his stuff for a moment. I wonder if it was Jungkook. Maybe he came to apply that tiny thought sent a wave of excitement through me. I rushed to the mirror and faced my bed hair a bit. My baby bump was becoming more visible. Now I was only 16 weeks along, but honestly I liked it. I was glowing, and something about the new life growing inside me made me feel stronger. I straightened my nightwear and opened the door, smiling a little, but it wasn't Jungkook. Jisoo smiling. Good morning, sleepyhead. She pulled me into a tight hug, her hands pausing briefly over my belly. Good morning, Jisoo. What a surprise. I mean, it was a surprise, though I wasn't sure if it was Jisoo. Good. Look at you. You are glowing. I will be in the kitchen, freshen up, and Kim join me, okay? She was gone before I could reply. I clenched to myself and went back inside to do my morning routine. After brushing and washing my face, I changed into a big cozy home dress and headed downstairs. Seeing this here, I realized it actually was nice to have someone to talk to. She was just a year me, older than me, but actually so mature. I often wonder why there was such a big age gap between her and Jungkook. They were 11 years apart, but their bond was strong. When I entered the kitchen, Jisoo was already sipping coffee. A soft smile lightened up her face. For a moment, I felt warm. I took a seat across the grinning and not exactly smooth, but I am surviving. I made a hand. Jisoo brushed laughter. He really is something, but he does care, though he is horrible at showing it. By the way, I tried calling for a while ago, but your phone was off. Jisoo, oh, sorry. I was out of country finishing my degree. Just came back recently. I wanted to enjoy some time here before figuring out what's next. Jisoo, life seems to go together. Meanwhile, I was still figuring things out with the baby on the way and complicated bond with my sister's husband. Taehyung, how is Mrs. Jian? I hasn't seen her since you came to visit my parents' place. Jisoo, she is doing well. Actually, she is at home, family house now. Taehyung, honestly, I love it. I no morning sickness at all, but I don't get emotional and moody at times. Jisoo nodded knowingly. That's normal. You are doing great. Soon we were laughing and shared stories, especially one from her and Jungkook's childhood. It was so funny. I laughed until my belly hurt. Jisoo's energy was bright and genuine, and the first time in days I felt truly happy. It's so nice to having you here, Jisoo. Please say you are staying for a while. Yes, at least until Jungkook gets back from his business trip. He is actually asked me not to leave your side. He is really concerned about you. Wait, Jungkook trolled and didn't even tell me. I tried to brush it off, but a little part of me still maybe I shouldn't expect anything from him anymore. Maybe. Sorry. I was just thinking. It's a beautiful morning. Want to go out somewhere? I have been craving female company. So yes, let's go shopping. I am the best at spending money and cheering people up. We both laughed and got ready. Since we would be moving around a lot, we took a driver along. First, we stopped the mall. Jisoo helped me choose beautiful clothes, most of them soft petals and oversized sweaters. She refused to let me pay. Jisoo went in, call it a gift from the new family best friend. I genuinely adored her kindness. Later, Jisoo suggested we see her mother. She said it would be fun to surprise her. I agreed. When we arrived at her family, internally she doesn't like me, and I'm not sure I care. I gave her a polite smile and followed Jisoo into the living room. She went upstairs to call her mom. Well, I sat and admired the decor. It was cold and demanding, like it wanted to remind me I didn't belong here. Moments later, Jisoo returned, angry and frustrated. Jisoo, we have to go now. Taehyung, but wait, what about your mom? I just wanted to say hi. Jisoo, she is apparently too busy to see us. Her voice was tight, jaw clenched. She pulled me out without another word. I didn't press her. Every family has their battles. At least she knows who her mother is. We returned home. Jisoo was silent. I carefully placed a new cloth in the closet, took a warm shower, slipped into the bed. My body was more tired than I realized, but as I closed my eyes, one thought lingered in my mind. What really happened between Jisoo and her mother? Thanks POV, Jisoo had been quiet and distant since we returned from her mother's house last evening. No matter what I tried, jokes, snacks, random stories, nothing cheered her. I kept wondering what truly happened between her and her mother in those few short minutes upstairs. It must have been something serious. Then an idea struck me, something simple that might lift her mood and help me too. Thank Jisoo, would you like to come with me to my monthly checkup? I know it's a little early, but I think the doctor will see me. Her eyes sparkled instantly. The sadness vanished like it was never there. I am just like that. She rushed off to get ready since I was the Jian Family Hospital. Jisoo knew her way around perfectly. She offered receptionist, here you are here to see Doctor, right? Give me just a moment to let her know. I nodded. Within a few minutes we were told to go in. Jisoo seems excited. It was her first time experiencing a parental checkup. Her eyes were wide with curiosity. Inside the office, doctor greeted me with warmth. She asked a few questions and then performed the ultrasound. A soft smile formed on her face as she turned the monitor slightly towards me. Doctor, thanks. Your babies are doing perfectly. Keep up the good work. They are confused babies in an Doctor, yes, Taehyung, you are having twins. You don't know? My jaw dropped. Twins? Taehyung, no one told me. I came for the last screen with Jungkook. I'm not sure neither of us heard that. Doctor, I'm sorry. You should have been informed then. And by the way, there are both girls. My heart was racing. Two baby girls. I couldn't barely keep up with my thoughts. Doctor, gently, congratulations, but thanks, I asked, is Jungkook not here today? Jisoo, he is away for a business trip, doctor. I was still lost in the thought, so Jisoo spoke. On my behalf, I finally found my voice. Then, doctor, I have been wondering with my baby body is natural delivery possible, especially since I'm still a child of Siley. Doctor, I know that you are a strong young man, and yes, it is possible. It will be tough. I do Want to ask something though? Are you sure the delivery room is where you want to experience your first time? She winkled jokingly, trying to lighten the moment. Doctor, I mean, during pregnancy is awkward. Actually, encourage it helps the body prepare for delivery, and believe me, you are glowing. Taehyung, you look. You should feel loved, not just admired. She hand, gave my hand a soft, supportive squeeze. Jisoo had been quiet the whole time, but she held my other hand tightly in silent support. It was such a small gesture. Would I really walk away like this? And this was just I wrapped my arm around my grown belly perfectly. No wonder it was showing more than I expected. Back at home, I was straight to my room. I needed to breathe. I think a tiny boy thought into my mind, what if I run away? Could I rise then on my own? But then I pictured Jungkook, his steady gaze, his awkward calmness, his quiet care. No, I couldn't do that to him, not now. Then came a soft knock on the door. Taehyung came in. It was Jisoo. She walked in and sat beside me on the bed, placing my hand gently in her lap. Jisoo, Taehyung, I know this isn't easy. You are carrying so much, losing your sister, being pregnant with her child, and now finding out it's twins. I don't know if I could do it if I were in your place, but I want you to know you are not alone. I'm here, not just as Jungkook's sister, but as your friend. I couldn't stop the tears. Then sniffing. I don't even know why I'm crying. Jesus, softly, hormones. But it's okay to cry, Taehyung. I guess I have been lonely. Thank you, Jisoo. Really, Jisoo. You're not alone anymore. And to be honest, I'm lonely too. Most of my so-called friends only hang around because of what I can give them. They surprise me. She always seems to have it all. I guess really. I thought you were surrounded by friends. Jisoo laughing, not the real kind, but now I have got you. Let's be each other's real friends. I hugged her side. She hugged me back fully this time. Then she pulled away. Look at me with the mock horror. Jisoo teasing now. What's the? I hear at the hospital you are still and planning to lose it. In the living room, I blushed so hard I had to look down. Then I never got the chance, and I don't want to just sleep with a stranger. This only mission accepted. I will find you the sweetest, kindest, cutest guy you will ever make it special for you. Then laughing, please don't. Who would want to be with someone already pregnant with twins? You are gorgeous, glowing, and full of life. And I had someone once, and he was my best friend, and we planned everything together. But when the pregnancy came, I just couldn't drag him into this. He deserved better. So you want your first time to be with someone you trust? Then softly, yes, someone I feel safe with, someone I am at least attracted to. She's fair enough, and just so you know, I have got good looking friends who aren't scared of easily, but only if you want to. Thanks, Jisoo, but let's keep everything between us. No one else can know, not even Aqua's Jisoo whispering, not even Jungkook, them firmly, especially not him. Jisoo, okay, deal. It's our little secret. Then she screamed, Jisoo, you're going to be best friends. And for the first time in a long time, I smiled without holding back, having someone by your side with this. Jungkook's POV I left for Dubai and the day after my session with the therapist. What she said really stayed with me. Maybe I do need a break from everything, the business, the emotions, the heaviness of life. With heaviness of life, and I must admit these past 2 weeks have been refreshing. While here I reconnected with old business partners for parents is everything I need right now. Calm, mature, and best of all, the emotion attachments we just understood each other. Her confident is attractive. She knows what she wants. She is still, even in the middle of all this calm, there is something, or rather, someone always on my mind. Taehyung, I feel a little guilty leaving him behind, especially now that Jisoo is here. Everything was going fine until I randomly decided to call Taehyung's doctor just to check in, just to see how he's doing. What she said shook me. Doctor, yes, Mr. Jian, thanks. He came in earlier than scheduled. Dad, he is doing well, and he's carrying twins too. Both girls' twins are dropped onto the nearest couch. My chest tightened and my throat felt right. Young Jungkook thinking, 2 daughters, I'm going to have 2 baby girls. I should be happy now. I am happy. Maybe there is the universe trying to give me something back after taking so much away. Jungkook whispering, Hana, can you see this? You are sending me angels, aren't you? But happiness is complicated. I am also scared. What if I mess this up? What if I couldn't raise them right? What if it's not enough as your father and as your mother? Thanks, POV. Ever since Jisoo made it her personal mission to find me a boyfriend, my day have been instructing. She arranged dates almost every night. This past week, the men were kind. They smiled, they offered compliments, and they pretended like my baby bump doesn't exist. Even though at just 4 months, it's already looked like I was 6, but none of them clicked with me. One was too quiet, another talked too much, one looked at his phone more than my face. Still going out, dressed up, and talking to new people made me feel a little normal person, a normal 22 years old boy. I was getting ready for yet another date with my phone rang. It was not a thing, snoring softly. I lied, said I was busy. How could I tell him I'm pregnant with Jungkook's twins? He just started talking to me again. I couldn't risk breaking that all over again. I sighed and sat on the edge of the bed. Like lately, I have been feeling more tired than usual. Doctor said it's normal. Then my phone rang again. I picked up, checking the ID. Man's voice, my whole body froze. Jungkook shocked. Appa, I thought I would never hear his voice again. Mr. Kim, we should have called sooner. But your mother and I, we needed time. Thanks softly. It's okay. Everything is fine here, and the babies are doing well. They are both good. Silence. You can tell Ella to have fun. I have to go now. But not that he called, but that I knew why he did. He just wanted to know about the pregnancy, not me. Jesus POV, I was in the jacuzzi relaxing. Jungkook really has good taste. His house is beautiful. Then my phone started ringing one time and three times. I can't stepping out of bed to dad off quickly and went to grab. I stared at the screen side. I didn't pick up. I just couldn't. Not after what happened last time. I just couldn't forget that day, no matter how hard I tried. Flashback. I was in a great mood when I was bonding so well, and I felt like I finally had someone real in my life. I decided we should visit my mom. Jungkook always refused to see her, but I believe she still deserves a place in our lives. When we reached her house, the maids let us in. She looked a bit tense, but I ignored it and left her in the living room while I went to the find mom. That's when I heard noises from her bedroom, not voices, not laughter. My heart sank, still hoping it was nothing bad. I slowly opened the door and I saw my mother with a man at least half her age, but that's not what settled me. The man was my boyfriend, Jisoo, whispering children. He looked at me as wide. Stated Taehyung grabbed his hand and told him we were leaving. He looked at me with worry. Taehyung, Jisoo, what happened? Are you okay? But I couldn't answer. I couldn't let him tell him what I saw. I couldn't tell him see how broken my friend really was. End of the flashback. Back in the present, I stared at my phone again. I blocked my mother's number. She could apologize 1,000 times, but I was done. As for Jaran, he never even called, not once, and maybe that's a good thing. I don't love him. It was just his looks. I'm glad it was just his looks. Seriously, my mom have him. If that's what she wants, I needed a distraction, something better, and then it hit me. Holy, why hasn't I thought of him before? He is my best friend. He is perfect for someone like them, gentle, cool, and kind, peaceful. He smiled as I picked up my phone and dialed his number. Jisoo, suddenly, Hobby, are you free tomorrow? I have someone special I want you to meet. This was going to be fun. Jungkook's being back in Seoul hasn't gone the way I planned. I thought once I returned, I would go straight home, talk to him, and spend time with him. Maybe take him shopping for babies. I have been dreaming of buying cute little outfit for our twin girls. I want to spoil them, love them all with all I have, but my secretary had other plans. To catch up on everything I left behind during my sudden break, but in the time I finally got in the car to drive home, it was already past midnight. I locked the door quickly, expected the house to be asleep, but to my surprise, there was Taehyung, Jisoo, and Hobie sitting together in the living room, watching a movie, cozy and relaxed. They were so focused they didn't even notice me at first. Jisoo and whom she jumped up and ran into my arms for a hug. I held her hair like I used to. She smiled brightly. Moment like these remind me she is only my family nearby. I truly cherish her. Hobie came over and gave me a polite handshake. I patted his shoulder and greeted him. Then my eyes met Taehyung's. He gave me a smile that tight, polite. I could tell he was still upset, and honestly, I deserved that. Jisoo, do you want to join us, Papa? We are watching a rom-com. Jungkook, not tonight. I'm really tired. I will head to bed. I gave him one last look before walking away. The next morning, I woke up late. I was exhausted from yesterday. workload. I immediately called my secretary and told her to clear my schedule for the day. I needed to rest and most important, I needed to speak with them. I showered, wore my favorite comfortable clothes on my bed downstairs. I guess the smell of something delicious coming from the kitchen. When I entered, I saw Taehyung and Jisoo at the land laughing with eating breakfast, but the moment he saw me, his smile faded. He stood up politely, excused himself, and left. I sat down silently. Our house helper served my food. Jisoo continued. She finished eating, washed the dishes, and just when I thought she was leaving, she turned around and sat beside me with the tight, that all too familiar look on her face. "So, are you going to tell me what you did to upset them?" I pretended not to know what she was talking about. Jungkook innocently, "Maybe you should ask him. I don't know why he is acting that way." Jisoo raising an eyebrow. "Really? You are going to play that card? Because if I go upstairs and find out you are the reason, you are not going to like what happens next." I said. There was no escaping her. Jungkook quietly. Jisoo's eyes wide. "What? You?" Jungkook, "Yes." And after that, I didn't say anything. I acted like it never happened. I know it was wrong. I just don't know what to say. Jisoo, "So what are you planning to do now?" Jungkook, "I will apologize probably and tell him it wouldn't happen again." Jisoo, serious tone. Jungkook, "I think he's going to through a lot. Please don't make things more confusing for him. Don't play with his emotions. Don't hurt him." Jungkook, "I promise I will be careful." I decided to change the topic. Jungkook, "Jisoo, mom called. She said you are ignoring her call." Jisoo's question changed instantly. Jisoo, "Probably. I don't want to talk about her. If she calls again, ignore her like you always did." And now that I knew better than to push further, Jisoo, "Can I stay here a little longer? Just until I find my own place?" Jungkook, "Of course. Stay as long as you need. You don't turn this house into a party zone." She screamed, hugged me tightly, and finally left the kitchen. I smiled. Now, time for the real challenge. I walked to Ken's room, now gently from inside. "Coming." He was standing by the mirror, touching his lip mark lovingly. He wore shorts and a loosened short top. His hands rested tactile over his stomach. I saw them thinking I was Jesus. "Jesus, look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Two little leaves grown inside me." I swear. Jungkook softly, "It's me, Taehyung." "Yes, Jungkook." He turned around too fast, and I had to rush forward to steady him before he fell. Standing so close, I noticed how bright his eyes looked. His skin glowed, his cheeks were slightly pink, and his soft catch his breath. He looked at my heart touched. "No, Jungkook, don't think that." I helped him sit down on the bed and sat on the small couch nearby. The silence between us was heavy, so I finally broke it. "Jungkook, then I came to apologize. I shouldn't have. Without permission, I was wrong. I'm truly sorry." "Then it's okay. I have already forgiven you." He said it so easily, but something told me he hasn't truly moved on from his Jungkook. "I want to make it up to you. I was thinking like to go baby shopping with me. The doctor told me you were expecting twins, two little girls. I'm really, really happy." "Damn, you look surprised." He looked surprised, fully smiled, "A real one this time." "Thanks, sir. That would be nice." I stood up, well, Jungkook get dressed, and I will tell Jisoo to let's go get together. And thank you for everything. As I left the room, I couldn't stop smiling. For the first time in a long while, I felt hopeful again to continue. We'll be back with the next episode. Hope you will enjoy it. How was it? Comment it down. See you again. Bye bye.